is going to be a Nintendo version. I've got some games from the Switch, I've got some games from the Wii U, so we'll take a look at some of those. And before we start, I do want to remind you all that we do have a Patreon, and would love it if you guys could get on there and support us. It's not very expensive, just $4 a month, but you're going to get 4 exclusive videos, and there will be personal photos and stories for you guys to catch up on our personal lives. But I am going to get started here with Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. This one says, compete in the world's greatest sports party, and team up with your favorite characters and go for gold in action-packed events in 2 different eras, 3D and 2D. Over 30 events to master. So, if you guys know about these series of games, it's all these different characters from the Sonic games competing, and all these different characters from the Mario games competing, all in like different Olympic events. And what's interesting about this one is it actually goes back into the 2D form of like classic Mario and classic Sonic competing in the events, so you can do kind of either one of those. So that's kind of the story mode in this one, is that, you know, they've been sucked into the past and they're competing in the Olympics way back. So I found this one fun. There's the original one was on the Wii, and I actually like put so many hours into it, so I was really excited to pick that one up. Funny enough, I actually haven't played it a lot. Maybe it's one that I need to pick up again. Next is Luigis Mansion 3. This is Luigi Brave the Haunted Hotel. There's Luigi slips into action. Control Luigi and Luigi yourself in single player, or play together with a friend. Send enemies and furniture flying with a powerful blast of air. Slam with the poltergeist, or the poltergust. Ooh. Basically, it's the story of this is that Luigi gets invited randomly, like he wins a contest or something, and he gets invited to this big hotel where he and all his friends can stay, like Peach and Mario and them. And when he gets to the hotel, it was like King Boo that tricked him into coming to the hotel, and so it's just kind of like right again with Luigi's Mansion 1. He's gotta save his friends and save Mario, like what the first one was, and he's got the vacuum cleaner. He's sucking up ghosts, and yeah, now there's like he can make like a copy of himself, and you're just basically kind of going through each of the floors of the hotel to eventually, save your friends and beat the boss. But this was a big one because the first one came out on GameCube, like probably about like around when I was born, something like that. Like I was like really young when this first one came out, and the second one came out somewhat recently, someone like last, I want to say like 7 years or something like that. And it was for the DS, like a 3DS, I believe. And then the third one came out. This was recent too. This was 2019, I believe. I believe this was 2019 when this came out. So it's pretty big when it came out. It's pretty hyped up. And that one's a lot of fun too. Next is an all-time favorite. The reason I actually bought my Switch is Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. That says everyone is here. Every Smash Brothers fighter returns, joined by all new challengers. So the big thing about this game, if you're unaware of the Super Smash Brothers series of games, is they've made multiple. They've made the first one, then Melee, then Brawl, then number 4, which was the Wii U and 3DS, and then Super Smash Brothers Ultimate was a combination of everything. All the events. They say, like, there's like new game modes, there's a single player adventure and stuff, and then every character is returning from every single game that's existed. Not every map. There's actually a few maps that are actually just completely taken out of the game, but and then with that they added new characters and new gimmicks, and of course this one now actually has DLC, so you can get like 12 new characters. But this was the big thing that I really wanted for the Switch. I put like 100 hours into the single player because I just love that, like how they did the single player. It's a lot of fun. I'm much more of a collector when I play video games. Like, I like to try and go for the 100%. I like to try and build the roster if I can. So the single player was a lot of fun for this game. And then of course I play with Haley sometimes. It's like the only video game that she can actually beat me at. So this is always a fun one. This is just like a classic when it comes to Nintendo. So I'm sure everyone's like heard of Super Smash Brothers, but that's kind of the plot, I guess. And the last Switch game that I have to show off is Super Mario Party. This is unfortunately not the newest Mario Party, wherein they have taken the best mini games of every single Mario Party and put it into one. So I want that. I'm hoping to get that soon because I've always loved Mario Party. I've always loved the mini games. But in this one it says Party Anywhere, Anyway, which is kind of just hinting at the idea that this is the first Mario Party on the Switch, and that was kind of the big thing. The classic style of Mario Party goes super on Nintendo Switch. Enter a plaza bursting with team matches, river rafting, rhythm battles, and loads more. Choose the right dice block for you. Take a chance on a character-specific dice block. Take a chance on character-specific dice blocks with unique highs and lows. Pick up and play mini games. 80 new mini games to keep the party fresh. So, if you know Mario Party, you probably know Mario Party, but it's just, it's the characters of Mario, and the point is you roll the dice, go around the board, and depending on the game, sometimes you're collecting stars, collecting mini stars, like coins and stuff. Like each game has kind of had a different main objective to the main party game, but they've all had mini games in them. And so obviously this has 80 new mini games, and of course a lot of them have to do with like motion or whatever, having the joysticks. There's more range that you can do with the mini games because of the Switch controllers. But the other thing too is you would always get a normal dice block, roll 1 to 6, and then you could like pick up items, and sometimes they were specific dice blocks that would allow you to roll specific numbers and whatnot. But what they've added into this game is character-specific dice blocks that give benefits. And I remember saying it's like one character that like has like 4 of his numbers is just 3, so it's kind of like you're always guaranteed like a not terrible roll, but a not great roll. I know Bowser can actually roll a 10, which is the highest dice block that you can roll naturally in the game, but then his 1 and 2 are replaced with -3 coins, so it's a huge guys have any of your favorite Nintendo games that you want to let us know about, comment your favorite Nintendo game down in the comments below. I think everyone has played one at least one time. There's a lot of party games, a lot of family games, and a lot of games just like what people grew up with. The next game, and actually this is gonna go for like the next two games, is a Wii U game that is on the Switch. I just happen to have it on the Wii U. This is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which actually, funny enough, I do have it as well on the Switch. It's like the digital copy, not the case. But this is a classic. Like, this was like easily 10 out of 10. I've never heard anyone talk about this game who didn't just like straight up give it a 10 out of 10. It was like the game to end all games. You could just basically do whatever you wanted. But it was a fantastic adventure game. It just says, answer the call. The shadow of Calamity Ganon rises over the ashes of Hyrule. Craft your survival. Defend the legend. And the big thing when this was coming out, when this was getting announced, was that they were saying you could beat the game in 15 minutes. And a lot of people were a little worried. They're like, you know what does that mean? Like, is there enough content there? And if you have the option to beat it in 15 minutes, will you put in the time, or will you just beat it in 15 minutes and put it away and then whatever? And basically what they meant is, from the minute that you're out of the first part of the game, you can go wherever you want at any time. You need, like, you have certain restrictions, like temperature wise or things like that, to be able to enter certain regions, but at the end of it all, like, you can go wherever you want, including straight to the final boss with like no good weapons and no good armor, and you could go and fight him and potentially win. Probably not, but you could. And so the idea was like you could go into this game and put like 400 hours into doing whatever you wanted, or 15 minutes into beating the boss, and it was really kind of your adventure. And they really did a great number with this one. Your Link, you've been asleep for 100 years, and 100 years ago, the Calamity Ganon, like the essence of Ganon, kind of took over and destroyed Hyrule, and so they put you into rest for 100 years until you could come back stronger and defeat him. And that's it. You wake up and you start your adventure basically immediately. The next game, like I said, is also on the Switch. It's like the remastered version. It's on the Switch. It kind of comes with all the DLC and everything, which I have, again, as the digital copy, but I have the actual case here of Hyrule Warriors. Obviously, when it comes to Nintendo, if it's not Mario, it's Zelda. It's one of their biggest franchises. It's a lot of people's favorites. I don't know if I would put it as my favorite, because there were some Zelda games that I didn't really get into, but some of my favorite games of Nintendo are Zelda games, and Hyrule Warriors was just, it's funny enough, like Hyrule Warriors is one of those games that took an idea from somewhere else, and it's now the superior version. Like, Hyrule Warriors came from the idea of Dynasty Warriors, and when it first came out and I tried it, I really enjoyed it, but I didn't have a Wii U to play it on. I only had my PlayStation, and so I was talking to someone saying, what is a game similar to this? And they say, oh, it's based off Dynasty Warriors, you can play that. So I got Dynasty Warriors and didn't enjoy it. Hyrule Warriors I loved, and it's just basically an all-out war where you play one person versus like thousands of enemies, and it's just done so well. I thought the design was very cool, and the colors, and it's just very, like, it feels really good to, like, be in the game, and, like, when you are battling the hordes, like, you just feel very strong. So you against an army, the world of The Legend of Zelda meets the massive scale action of Dynasty Warriors. Fight as your favorite characters on a battlefield teeming with foes. Battle from the depths of the Water Temple to the heights of Skyloft. Includes co-op play with the Wii U gamepad controller. No split screen. So, if you're a split screen fan, not the game for you, but overall I think this is just an amazing game. Super Smash Bros. Wii U, so this is the fourth one in the series out of 5, with Ultimate being 5. Technically there's 6 games because this Super Smash Bros. Wii U, there's also Super Smash Bros. 3DS, which is really the same game. Like, there's some minor differences with one being on the 3DS and one being on the Wii U, but it is the game. It's the same game, just ported. There's not really much to say about this because honestly it was nothing else, a little disappointing, just the fact that Brawl had a single player campaign. Ultimate had a huge single player campaign, and then Wii U didn't. Wii U just kind of had, like, more characters. I think the big thing that they did for the Wii U was that you could do 8 players at once, which was kind of cool, but it was like, especially now with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate coming out, there's really no reason to ever pick this back up. And if I wasn't playing Ultimate and I was playing Super Smash Bros., I'd probably play Brawl to do that single player campaign again or something. Like, Super Smash Bros. Wii U didn't really feel like it brought anything new to the table, but it is a Super Smash Bros. Game, so, you know, having it, you're definitely gonna have fun, and there's definitely something to do and something to enjoy. But yeah, definitely stick to Ultimate if you can. And then the last game I have here is my favorite Nintendo game. One of my favorite games of all time. I had it for the Wii. I've played it on the GameCube, and I now have it on the Wii U, and I've beaten it multiple times. Is the Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. And this is the HD version. This is the remake. It was originally released on GameCube and the Wii. I played it on the Wii, and just honestly, like, I think I replayed it and rebeat it like every other month. Just, I absolutely adored this game. So now then, like, they kind of made this like whole package where it was the HD remake, and it came with a little Wolf Link amiibo, which I have as well. Not set up here, but it's somewhere packed away. The only disappointing thing about this was, I don't necessarily know why they felt the need to do this, but on the GameCube, Link is left-handed, or at the very least he holds his sword in his left hand and his shield in his right hand. So when you play it on GameCube, that's how it was. If you played on the Wii, your sword would be your dominant hand. You'd have the nunchucks of the Wii, and your sword would be your dominant hand. So in my version on the Wii, Link was right-handed. He had his sword in the right hand and his shield in the left. And for some reason they felt the need to completely mirror everything. If you took a left in the GameCube version, it was now a right on the Wii version, which was totally fine. It didn't really matter. It didn't make all that difference. But when I literally at the point, I was like almost like speed running it, right? Like, I'd pick it up and I just knew exactly where to go and what to do. And part of the fun was just like rerunning all these routes that I had mastered. I had so much fun with. And I picked this game up, and because it's back to controller everything was mirrored again. So it was completely mirrored to the version that I was used to. If you go back to his house and you have to interact with this person on the right and then run into the woods on the right side, now the person is on the left and you interact and you have to run into the woods on the left. And it was just a lot of me running right over here and then going, wait a minute, that's not where it is, it's actually over here, and really having to figure that out. And so I kind of got disappointed and I like put it down for a bit, and then I kind of realized like, nah, this is my favorite game. And so I kind of almost just relearned it. I kind of just went into it as if like, oh, I don't know where things are, where are they, and I explored a little bit and was able to beat it again and enjoy it again. So become a legend in HD. Play as a legendary hero Link and explore a vast, dangerous world. Only you can protect Hyrule from the shadow that is slowly creeping across the land. Journey across Hyrule with the Wii U gamepad controller. Access the map and the item screens without interrupting gameplay. Or experience the adventure on the gamepad using off-screen mode, which was kind of like the highlight of this, is that in the Wii or GameCube version, you'd have to press, like, select, and it would pause, bring up your menu item, or item menu, sorry. It would bring up your item menu, and then you would select your item, and then restart the game. Whereas here, you could just look down at the Wii U pad in front of you, and just deal with all your items right there. So you never had to stop. That was kind of the big thing. But basically the idea of the game was Link at this time is not a hero. It's sort of like the start of one of his adventures where people, like his childhood friend and some kids from this town, are all taken, and he has to go and save them, and he ends up getting brought into this Twilight world where he becomes a wolf. It's a little weird. Sorry, I yanked on the microphone, on the headphones. So it is a little weird. The story is a little interesting, but the gameplay was just so fun to me, and like all the scenery and everything just felt so satisfying to do. So I fell in love with this game very fast, and when they said they were coming out with an HD remake, so that I was able to bring it onto my Wii U, I was like first in line to get it. And that's it. That's a bunch of games, just kind of talking about them, saying what they do, saying what they're about. Nintendo version. I hope you like that. I hope you guys have your own favorites to comment on down below and let us know. And maybe let us know some games that you want to hear me talk about, to get my opinions on or anything like that. But thank you so much for joining us, guys.